Well, this show, it's tonight on Investigation Discovery and streaming now on Discovery Plus about the Tetris Murders. Sandra Brown is showing us. She was a CSI tech investigator. She was on the crime scene back in 1998. She knew something was off.
I didn't know the Tetris guy died. Like, I just saw a thing about how he invented the game and all that in Russia and had to basically sneak it to Hungary and get to America and all that kind of crazy stuff.
Hey, Sandra, good morning. So what is up with this?
Good morning, gentlemen.
What is up with this?
Okay, I'm just listening. I'm listening to you guys. You guys are so cute. First of all, let's do some clarification. Okay. So, Vladimir Pushilko was one of the developers of the Tetris game. He and his family moved from Russia, and they moved to Palo Alto. And if anybody has not ever heard this, Palo Alto back then was the gateway to Silicon Valley. So what a great place for him to come. He was into game development, and again, he helped to develop. He was one of the people who helped to develop the game Tetris. I played Tetris. My kids played Tetris, and you know what? I just downloaded the Tetris app on my iPad, so I'm about to get back into it.
Okay, so
here's the deal. Go ahead.
No, I don't want to. I'm trying to get to the murder.
I'm going to get you there.
Okay, go ahead. Tag.
So in 1998, we get this call.
Mm-hmm.
In 1998, we get this call. This family, 3 deceased persons in a home. We get there. When I first come into the house, the home, I'm scanning what I'm going to look for and what I'm going to collect, and I saw what appeared to be blood spatter on this glass sliding door, about 2.5 feet from the floor up, and I thought that was strange. The positioning of that blood spatter was weird. And then here's this man lying here. He's about 6'2". His feet are about 1.5 feet away from the door, so that means his head is about 7.5 feet away from the door. He's laying on his face, on his stomach. He's holding and gripping a hunting knife in his right hand, and the blade is facing away from him. So the blood spatter was weird to me, and the way he was holding that knife was weird to me. I was like, wait a minute. I don't think this man can kill himself. I don't think he can do this. You know, it's not adding up. The blood spatter's not adding up, and the way he's holding his knife. Mm-hmm. And so we went through the whole scene. We collected the evidence, and that was still in the back of my mind. That was kind of weird. And we were processing the scene.
I'm sorry, was there a suicide note or anything like that, or?
Yeah, I'm coming. So as we were processing the scene, we find a suicide note, you know, and on this note is written, it was almost as if it was written in third person. That was number 3 for me. It seemed like somebody was really trying to write this to say that this man was being eaten alive and he is the devil. And, you know, it was just weird to me. And it didn't seem like, you know, that it came from him. It was almost as if somebody who didn't speak English well, or maybe somebody who didn't write English well, had written this note for me personally to make it look like he wrote this note. And there was other stuff in the house that just didn't add up. Couldn't find fingerprints. Right there, we couldn't find fingerprints on the knife. Come on, give me a break. So I just accidentally gave you another spoiler, which I didn't mean to do. But here's something else, gentlemen, that's important, because I know we're short on time. The next day, the FBI was now involved in our case. I think we either called them or they called us and wanted to help with the case. So here's what I'm asking myself. Okay, we have the knife, we have the blood, we have the suicide note. They were all kind of strange. But why is the FBI getting involved in this case? This is a small family issue. I know the guy was one of the developers of Tetris, but that shouldn't lead you to have the Federal Bureau of Investigation get involved. So now they're involved. The autopsies occur, and the medical examiners close the case as a double homicide suicide. All these years, I can't fight against that. That's what they said happened. I don't think it happened that way. And over these last 24 years, people have said, oh, you know, downtown, they call me Downtown Brown. Hey, Downtown Brown, what's one of those cases that really, really bothered you? And so I always talked about this case and maybe a couple others. Okay, quickly, I want to take you into when we started doing this docuseries, because actually, no, I'm sorry, let me go back a little bit. During the investigation, we our officers interviewed community members. And some of these community members were also from Russia. They were families that settled in a neighborhood full of Russians, and some of them were Jewish, beautiful Jewish community. Some of the people came forward and said, this man did not kill his family and commit suicide. This was a Russian mafia hit. Okay, so we had a conspiracy theory going on in 1998, and some people said we know that this was a Russian mob because the way this family was killed was very similar to what the mafia used to do in the old Soviet Union. And they said the Soviet Union flag was a hammer and a sickle, and this family was killed with a hammer and a knife. And we know that these community members were saying that.
No,
right?
so it could have been a message to other people in the community to stay in line.
It could have been a message to other people that are in business that might be working with the mob, and maybe you're not paying your bills or something. I don't know. But let me circle this around for you. Let me give you a spoiler. 22 years later, we're sitting for this case. I'm sitting, the cameras are rolling, I have our old report on my lap, and the producer asked me to go to a particular page and report. I'm sitting there, and as I roll through the pages, I come to this page she asked me to look at, and I look at her. I look at that page, and I ask her, are we rolling right now? And she said, yes. I go, told you, he didn't kill himself. Because what I discovered on that page was we took this case on 23rd of September, 1998. What I saw on that page was a subpoena that was issued on the 24th of September, a day after we got our case, was issued by the FBI out of the San Francisco unit. Wait for it. Russian racketeering.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Really?
Okay, yeah.
Come on.
So we're going to have to watch the 3-part series, The Tetris Murders. It starts tonight on Investigation Discovery. Also on Discovery Plus. It's streaming right now, so you can go and check it out. All right,
who kills themselves with a knife? That sounds weird to me.
Well, no, people do.
People do. Usually, though, it's a woman who does that, though.
Oh, no, we can't say usually. I mean, things happen in this country. But I want you to watch this series because there's a conversation about that. I can't give it up because it was so exciting what I heard in that discussion I had about people cutting their throat and how people die. That's it. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay.
Wow.
What a tease downtown. Wow. I love it. All right. We'll be watching it.
Wait. All right.
3-part series. It's
Thank you, gentlemen.
See you later. The Tetris Murders, like Bubba said, premieres tonight. Investigation Discovery, and also on Discovery Plus, streaming now. Sandra Brown, thank you. We'll be watching.
Thank you. Take care.
Wow, we have videos, lots of them, more than just the one you watched. We got more and more and more and more.
Yeah, subscribe, hit the notification bell, or we'll tell your mom.